Right now on NBC 10 News, extreme heat, stifling humidity, and the threat of severe weather. We are quickly warming to more than 100 degrees again today, and heavy, muggy air will make it feel even hotter. When to expect thunderstorms and your 4th of July forecast. And the show will not go on. Early this morning, the Salute to Independence parade was canceled because of the dangerous heat, and people involved are very disappointed. And don't expect a break from the heat at the shore. Yes, the ocean is refreshing, but temperatures there will spike today. The warning today about the sand.
This is NBC 10 News.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lena Tillett. Temperatures are soaring to more than 100 degrees this afternoon, and it'll feel much hotter thanks to high humidity. Then comes the threat of storms. That means we all need to be weather aware and limit time outdoors. These people in Fairmount Park got in a round of tennis early. That's smart. Philadelphia is under a heat health emergency. The Corporation for Aging's heat line is open right now. You can call 215-765-9040 with heat-related health concerns. And again, remember to keep your pets inside and give them plenty of cool, fresh water. NBC 10 First Alert meteorologist Justin Gottnick is here now with your weather rate verified, most accurate forecast. Dangerous heat that we're talking about here, Justin.
Yesterday, tying the record. Today, waking up to the lower 80s, Lena. So there's a good chance that we smash through that record again.
Wow. Shooting
for 104 degrees. We haven't seen temperatures that hot since the 60s, 1966. You have to go all the way back to. We have the first alert in effect for the entire area, and this does include all the way through Saturday evening. Not just for heat, though. We're also talking about severe weather. When you have this kind of heat, it takes very strong thunderstorms to break it. Feels like temperatures of 105 to 112. And the strong thunderstorms look to arrive in 2 rounds, one possibly later this evening, but more so going into Saturday night. Looking outside right now, it's 98 degrees. Look at the feels like temperature already. We have not even hit the noontime hour, and it is already feeling like 108 degrees, a dew point of 73, very muggy, making it feel so much worse outside. By 5:30 this afternoon and evening, we're still sitting at 103 degrees in Philly. Bright sunshine, very little chance of seeing anything coming through that would break this heat or cool us down. 1 or 2 little sea breeze showers or thunderstorms possible at the Jersey Shore, but that's probably the extent of any rain we see. 9 p.m., 94 degrees still long after the sun sets. We're still sitting close to 90 as we approach the midnight hour. Into your 4th of July as you're waking up, 6:30 a.m. We're in the middle 80s, quickly finding our way up and over 100 degrees as we head towards the noontime hour. Bright sunshine, and then a couple thunderstorms on your Saturday afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, starting towards the Chester County area and then expanding through South Jersey. These may hamper the efforts to get some fireworks off. We'll see on the timing of that after all said and done. This is 11:30 as we go into your Saturday evening. Another round of showers and storms possible. Keep in mind, Philly doing the fireworks late at around 11:30, so those could be in jeopardy as well. A 2 out of 5 severe threat today, but I don't see it being widespread. I'm more concerned about how things progress on Saturday. Again, your Independence Day forecast has us up and over 100 degrees. Let's get to your 10-day and show you when this heat finally breaks. So a heat alert in effect for your Saturday, 101 degrees for a high temperature. So many events going on. Please take it easy outside and listen to your body. On Sunday, the cold front finally makes its way through. It's still humid and warm, but temperatures come down to 91. That same front stalls over top of us Monday into Tuesday, delivering beneficial rain and really knocking the temperature down to the lower 80s. More seasonable readings. The average high this time of year is 87. We hit that on Wednesday coming up, partly cloudy, and 89 by Thursday, and then by Friday back up to 90, but no extreme heat beyond Saturday. Please be safe outdoors. That's your forecast. Lena, back to you.
Okay, thanks so much, Justin. Well, too hot to march. Today's Salute to Independence parade was canceled because of the dangerous heat. Organizers say it would have been unsafe for spectators and people taking part in the parade to brave the elements. NBC 10's Aaron Baskerville is joining us live now in Old City. Aaron, what are people there saying about the decision to cancel the parade?
Lena, as you can imagine, a lot of feelings, a lot of mixed emotions, but we talked to a whole bunch of performers. They're obviously disappointed. They made some alterations and adjustments to their costumes and outfits to be able to walk. And a lot of these folks came here from far away. You can see the sign over here, telling everybody that comes by that the parade has been canceled. They did move it back, or at least move it up an hour to 11 o'clock at one point, and then they just decided that it was just not safe enough. Over here last night, we told you about that. The Salute to Service concert was canceled. Organizers telling us that that stage that you're looking at right there at one point reached 117 degrees, obviously too dangerous for anybody to perform. Earlier today, we had the chance to talk to the CEO of Welcome America about the decision to cancel the parade. Obviously, it comes down to health and safety.
We looked at the weather and what it was shaping up to be today. We also looked at the experience that we had yesterday. The stage on Independence Mall yesterday for the Queen Latifah concert, we had to stop that because the top of that stage reached 117 degrees yesterday. And we had crews out there, lifting things and unpacking things, and they just had to stop. It just became too dangerous. And so we looked at that. We looked at what happened in Berks yesterday, and our heart breaks for those folks. That was a terrible experience, and we wish them a speedy recovery, and we hope that everybody's okay. But we look at the world around us and we saw what happened. Our parade is 1,000 times bigger than that one, and it has almost 10,000 participants. It takes 3 hours, and so when you look at the weather and you think you're going to be out here that long, it just became too dangerous. We couldn't guarantee our guests' safety.
So there you go, right there, a very detailed description of why organizers decided to cancel the parade. There was floats that were out and about earlier today as well. You're looking at some video of that. We do know that we talked to the parade producer earlier this week. They did take precautions earlier. They shortened the route from 2.4 miles to 1 mile, so they were doing things in advance of this heat wave, but in the end it just became too much for folks to be out here for too long. We talked to a guy who deals with the audio for the parade. He was obviously disappointed. Here's what he told us about the cancellation.
I feel really, really bad for the people, the float people, and the people put all the work into decorating and planning. It's just a shame. It's I've been in business 40 years. I've never had anything like this, witnessed anything like this.
Yeah, you can hear the disappointment. A lot of folks disappointed, but the show will go on. There are still lots of people out and about. We're inside the visitor center right now. As you can look around, this is one of the few areas where you can get out of that sun, even if it's for a couple of minutes to cool down, get that water break, do anything you can to get out of that intense sun and intense heat. Of course, what everybody else is asking now is, what about Pops on Independence? That concert is scheduled for 8 o'clock tonight. They pushed that time back 2 hours just in case because of the heat. Yesterday that Salute to Service concert was canceled around 5:30 or so last night ahead of the 8 o'clock concert. We'll see what happens later on today. For now, we're live inside the visitor center. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
Your heart just breaks for all those folks who were looking forward to it and worked so hard to put it together. Aaron, thank you so much. Well, happening now, the giant locomotive they call the Big Boy is on the move again. Skyforce 10 capturing it here, chugging along through Bridgeport. This happened about 3 hours ago. Big Boy is passing through Conshohocken and Manayunk on its way to Philadelphia, and NBC 10 is along for the ride. This is video taken from on board Big Boy. We have a reporter and photographer on the train right now. Be sure to watch our exclusive coverage later today on NBC 10 News. Yesterday, large crowds braved the heat to see the world's largest operating steam locomotive in action, and more than 100 people suffered heat-related health emergencies just waiting to see the train. This was the scene in Berks County as paramedics were treating people along the railroad. Others had to go to the hospital. If you're trying to escape the heat by heading to the Jersey Shore, medical experts say don't let your guard down there either. They say in extreme heat like this, spending a lot of time on the sand can impact your health. Lifeguards say some beachgoers start to show signs of heat exhaustion.
A lot of them pass out. The family or friends will come over to get us, to get our assistance. We generally cool them down. We like to put wet blankets on them, try to get them hydrated, get them out of the sun.
A medical expert also tells us protecting your feet is important because the sand can get extremely hot as well. Also, cooling off in the ocean is not a substitute for staying hydrated, so make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Well, Philadelphia hosts its final World Cup match tomorrow. And of course, more dangerous heat is in the forecast. Paraguay taking on France in a round of 16 showdown at Lincoln Financial Field. That game kicks off at 5 p.m. Just a heads up, FIFA Fan Fest will not be open for this game. You will only be able to go to Lemon Hill from noon to 4. Organizers are encouraging fans to watch the game at local bars and restaurants instead. And make sure you have the NBC 10 app on your phone so you can stay safe during this heat. You can track how hot and humid it is in your neighborhood so you can prepare for your outdoor plans. We'll also send push alerts whenever weather warnings and watches are issued.
And I'm Matt DeLucia in the Lime Center checking out traffic here on this July 3rd. Yes, we had some cancellations, but we still have events that are still being planned and will be underway. So let's take a live look here at Aikens Oval. By the way, grab your phone, scan that QR code. It'll take you to NBC10.com and the NBC 10 app where you can see all of the closures and how they can impact you. But you can see right here around Aikens Oval in front of that stage for the big concert tomorrow, it is all shut down. So every spot near the Art Museum is going to be very difficult to access, at least for the next couple of days. Regional Rail, we've seen issues with this. Heat-related delays, please take some extra time with that. We're not seeing any big cancellations at the moment. As we look at the map, let's go ahead and look here in South Jersey. A little bit of heavy traffic on the Walt Whitman Bridge, only about 10 miles per hour going into New Jersey, and then 76 heading toward Belmar. That's about 7 miles per hour. Once you get to the AC Expressway, not too bad, but then once we get to the shore, a little bit of heavy traffic there on the Garden State Parkway, as well as Route 9. As we look at those Jersey Shore drive times, just under 40 minutes on the Garden State Parkway between the AC Expressway and exit 17 for Sea Isle. So that is what we're seeing for the most part throughout the area here. Delaware, that's not seeing any big problems heading to the Delaware beaches. But again, take it easy. Make sure that AC is blasting. Lena, back over to you. Stay cool.
That you have your water just in case. Thanks so much. Well, you saw it right here on NBC 10 as Pope Leo XIV accepted the 2026 Liberty Medal, and we were the only station to carry the whole event live. It was very moving. Organizers had to move the event inside the National Constitution Center because of the heat. Mayor Sherrell Parker and Governor Josh Shapiro attended, and the Pope addressed the crowd virtually from the Vatican. He emphasized the importance of upholding America's founding principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
We are guardians and stewards of those entrusted to our care. In this regard, the moral greatness of a nation is manifested, above all, in its capacity to support, protect, and cherish the lives of all, especially the most vulnerable and those whose worth is questioned.
The Constitution Center says each year the Liberty Medal is awarded to a person of courage and conviction who works to secure the blessings of liberty for people worldwide. The Philly Pops concert will start an hour later tonight at 8 o'clock. This is video of them tuning their instruments for the annual Pops on Independence concert. The musicians rehearsed inside the Kimmel Center yesterday. Again, their concert at Independence National Historical Park starts at 8 o'clock tonight now. You can cool off, by the way, inside museums across town. Here's a list of museums you can visit for free today. We have a full list on NBC10.com. And don't forget to share your photos and videos of all the fun you're able to have at Wawa Welcome America. Tag NBC10 on social media. You can also use the hashtag July 4th Philly. NBC10 is a proud partner of Wawa Welcome America. Christina Aguilera will help take over the Parkway tomorrow for the One Philly Unity Concert for America. The free event starts at 5 p.m. and you can also watch every moment of it right here on NBC 10. Take a look at the lineup. Meek Mill, Jill Scott, Will Smith, and The Roots are all expected to perform. Mayor Parker will kick off the city's Independence Day celebrations tomorrow morning with the Celebration of Freedom ceremony, which has also been moved inside. Let's update you now on our other top headlines this hour. A water main break flooded a street in Manayunk. Skyforce 10 was over the scene near Leverington Avenue and Umbria Street. Police blocked off part of the road as crews worked to fix the issue. We're working to learn what happened. Heads up, SEPTA riders, you will want to plan for schedule changes on the regional rail system starting this Sunday. That's when new train schedules go into effect. SEPTA says riders will see longer trains with more cars available, especially on lines with the highest ridership. And express service on the Lansdale, Doylestown, and Media Wawa lines have been simplified. SEPTA says those express trains will always make the same stops to make service more predictable. In Montgomery County, the Elmwood Park Zoo is welcoming 3 new species just in time for the holiday weekend. Visitors can now see 2 Palace's cats, 2 red foxes, and a gray fox. The zoo is also marking America's 250th birthday with free admission tomorrow. There will also be extended holiday hours. Let's get a final look at this very hot holiday forecast. So unfortunate in terms of the timing. Also, potential storms.
That is just rough for folks that want to march in the parade, and hopefully tomorrow's events go on as scheduled. But yeah, let's get a look at when this finally ends, because that's what everybody wants to know. Your 10-day forecast. Yeah, 4th of July is going to be a hot one. 101 degrees. We'll continue with the heat alert, but here's the good news. Cold front arrives late Saturday night, and that carries us into Sunday, down a full 10 degrees on Sunday, with the chance for storms in the area. That same front will stall out over top of us Monday and Tuesday. And look at the drop in temperature, only in the lower 80s. Now we get some beneficial rain as that front sits on top of us as well, with some scattered showers and storms coming through. Behind it, it's very seasonable. Partly cloudy skies both Wednesday and Thursday. It's the upper 80s, and then back up to 90 Friday. But that's really the only heat I see in the next 10 days here. There's some PM storms Saturday, cool us back down to seasonable numbers. Sunday and Monday in the upper 80s. Remember, the average high temperature this time of year is 87 degrees, Lena, so we are well above that, but cool down is on the way.
We can't wait for 87 degrees. Right. Thanks so much, Justin. Thank you for watching NBC 10 News. I'm Lena Tillett. We now join NBC News Daily, which is already in progress. Have a wonderful afternoon and a safe July 4th weekend.